Right, we're now live on YouTube.
Yep.
So I welcome everyone who's watching to this evening's meeting of the Environment and Planning Committee. I don't need to point out fire exits because we're virtual and you will know your own fire exits.
Here's Alpha
now. Yes, can I find out if there are people watching on YouTube?
I can tell you, no, there's only the committee members, Chairman. There are no other, well, no, you can't see if people are watching on YouTube. They'll just simply be watching on YouTube. But in terms of people watching on Zoom webinar as an attendee.
Yeah, no, I can obviously see.
But in terms of YouTube viewers.
Yeah, Alpha's coming in now. I see.
Coming in now, yeah.
Okay, let's get cracking.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Alpha.
Wow.
So, thank you for joining us, Alpha. Right, we're just on part one of the agenda. I've just welcomed everyone. So apologies. Any apologies from absence?
No, Chairman, everybody's here.
Right, declarations of interest. Do we have any declarations of interest? I won't read out all three parts. No. Minutes. Can I confirm and sign the minutes of the meetings held on 15th September?
Agreed.
Yes. Okay. Yes. In practical terms, Hugh, what do you want me to do about that? Do you want me to pop round and sign something?
Well, we can do that. We can do them when it's convenient to do that. Yes, Chairman. When you're next round, perhaps signing checks, you can sign them.
Yeah. Well, if you get them ready, the things I'm to sign ready and put them sort of in reception. Next time I'm popping in, I can sign them maybe. And work it something like that. Right. Public participation. There's only Elaine here as a member of the public. Elaine, did you have anything you wanted to raise? Do you want to ask about that house in Furs?
Well, I'll come round. There's a house in Furshill Road. I think it must be 50 or 60 something. It's right next to the beck, and I don't know what they're doing to it, but they've stripped it. The old sort of Dutch-looking house. They've cut down all the hedges. They look like they're stripping the house down completely. And I just wondered what they were doing to it. It looked like they were building a block of flats, but
that's what it looked like. Yes.
But I wondered whether they'd have planning permission, because whatever they're doing, it looks very strange.
It was.
Pat?
I think they did go for because of the style of it, as you've just said, the appearance of looking like a Dutch house. There was at one stage people were trying to get it listed as a community asset. I don't know what happened on that. I don't remember anything coming past, so I was quite surprised to see all the hedges come down, and it looks like a block of flats, a low rise, but it looks like a block.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't remember it coming. I don't remember it coming to us here at the town.
No, right. I don't remember either.
We can only find out, can't we?
We'll have to try and do a search on Furshill Road, see what's come up, and then if we don't get anything, we can speak to planning and see if they know anything about it.
It's corner of Cedar Close.
They might have gone ahead without planning, of course. Who knows? Okay, thank you, Elaine. Thank you, Pat. So planning applications. So we've got our list of planning applications. Everyone got the new list? Hugh, do you want to split your screen? Right. So now, 7 Ascot Close. First floor side extension, alterations to door at front, and additional new openings to rear. I noticed there was an objection to that from, I think, was it number 9 or number 5? Now, I vaguely know people who live around there, but I'm not in close touch with them or anything. And I didn't know if anyone had any views on that. Does anyone have any views, or do you want to look at it?
No, I think wasn't it to do with privacy and taking light from their garden?
I think so. Is that all covered by legislation that the planning department would pick up?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, I suspect it might be. I suspect there's not much we could say or add to that. The only thing I guess we could say is that we've noted that there have been objections from neighbours.
But we don't normally do that, Chairman.
exactly.
If we did that in every case, that's an awful lot of uploading information.
Indeed.
On the face of it, I think it's something that we wouldn't object to.
No. Okay, move on. 13 Howard Drive, single story rear extension. Okay. 41 Balmoral, demolish porch, construction of new porch. Okay. Yeah, speak up if you're not. It's not okay.
I think, Chairman, Chairman, if I may interrupt you a second. I think Councillor Parnell's microphone is not operative, so she may have to indicate in another way, maybe by raising her hand if she objects or wants to.
Vertical or horizontal? I haven't got a view.
Type in the chats facility. But,
I haven't got a view of. Does that mean that she won't come up if I go to speaker view?
She should be there on the screen, Mr. Chairman, but she can't. Her microphone on her computer's not working now. So.
Well, I've only got the view of people down the right-hand side.
No, but you can scroll up and down. There's an arrow that goes up and down.
Yeah, which doesn't exist everyone.
No. Anyway, should we?
Oh, no, it's not even allowing me to move down.
He says, "Don't worry about it."
Oh, here we go. I've got a bit more. Right, across the top now. Okay, now I can see you, Sandra. I assume you can hear me okay. I'll give a nod. Right, next one was 105 Theobald Street, two-storey rear, alterations to fenestration, insertion of roof lights to side. I think there were objections from neighbours to that as well, weren't there? But I'm not sure there's anything we could add to that. 41 Wilcox, single-storey rear.
No problem.
Travis Perkins, alteration to existing external racking configuration and reduction in parking. Is that okay?
Yeah.
We can affect that.
Mm-hmm.
20 Barham Avenue, single part two-storey side and rear extensions, conversion of loft to habitable room, roof alterations, insertion of dormers, roof lights, front and rear, front boundary work to include new access and installation of hard standing. The only thing that occurs to me, plenty of room, they're big houses, is the installation of hard standing. But I think the regulations are such now that they have to provide the appropriate drainage if they do provide the hard standing. So I'm not sure there's much we can comment on there. Has anyone got anything? No. 9 Westview Gardens in Elstree, erection of outbuilding in rear garden, part retrospective. Usual retrospective comment?
Yes.
7 Watling Street, single-storey front and rear extensions and 2-storey side extension following demolition of existing garage and conservatory. 7 is where? Is that?
Near the allotments.
Yeah, near north of Allen Lane, isn't it? I think. Is that overdevelopment or?
Quite a few have been extended along there. I don't think it's, and they've got fairly big gardens.
Right, so if no one wants to look, we'll move on. No point in prolonging it unnecessarily. 77 Barton Way, single-storey rear, 2-storey rear. They've obviously improved up their sites and what they want to do. Are we okay with that?
I don't understand, but yes, okay.
35 Cowley Hill, single-storey front, hard landscaping to front boundary. Okay. 224 Gateshead Road, retention of single-storey rear extension and rear timber veranda Removal of side veranda, amended description. Oh, well, don't think we can say anything about that.
No,
39
that's
Sorry?
fine.
Yeah. 39 Rossington Avenue, first floor rear extension, amended plans. 16 to 18 Theobald Street, strange. Change of use of first and second floors from E offices to C3 to create 6 one-bed flats. Oh, is that the building that was used as a halfway house for criminals, I believe, or convicted felons or whatever,
Could we look?
boarded up. Do you want to look at it?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay.
16 to 18 Theobald Street, please. If we can move to that.
So that's
I think that's the place that's now boarded up, so presumably it fell into disuse. But I believe it was a place where they put people who'd come out of proper jail and they were being reintegrated into community.
Yes.
Can't hear you, Pat. Are you commenting?
No, I'm happy with that. It's fine.
Chair, could we see the plan layout, please?
Of that application,
Yes, sir.
waiting on you. Are you able to show it?
Can you see that now, Chairman?
Can't see anything at the moment, no. I think you have to minimise the thing you've got there and put something else up.
Says your screen sharing is
Chair,
paused.
could we see the plan layout?
Yeah, we're trying to do that. Can you see that now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
okay. So where's that? That's the Grove. Oh, hang on, it's not what I thought.
I'm getting a little bit of feedback. Actually, has somebody got the YouTube on? Chairman, has a member got you? If you've got YouTube on simultaneously, I'm guessing
Nothing at my end. Has anyone got something on in the background?
I haven't, no.
I can hear everybody 3 or 4 times.
Oh dear. Hopefully it's not coming from you if you've had to set up YouTube. Right. We just zoom in a little bit, please. Oh, that's the run of small units along there, isn't it?
I haven't, no.
Yes, I can hear everybody 3 or 4 times.
No, I haven't got it on.
Right. What it is the run of small units where the plumber is, plumbing supplies, and
We'll zoom in.
that's the run of small units along there, isn't it?
I haven't, no.
Yes, I can hear everybody 3 or 4 times.
What it is the run of small units where the plumber is, plumbing supplies, and
I don't know what's going on. I can't hear it.
that's the run
Oh dear. The only way we could find out is if we mute one by one, we'll see who's got it on.
Right, well, I'll mute to start with quickly. Right,
It's
I've
gone
unmuted.
now.
Weird. Anyway, so that's a run of small units along the Hill Street, where the plumbers' suppliers are. My view is that that's not the accommodation that's required by the current local plan, which will be updated. But do you remember, Hugh? I can't remember what the actual section was. Section 315 or something, wasn't it? To say that we needed more family-sized units.
I don't think they put families in there. The families is not suitable for families there.
No, right.
This is the one above Plumco, isn't it?
So, can anyone
The one
think
above
that's
Plumco.
acceptable? Sorry?
Is this the one above Plumco on Theobald Street? That what comes up as 16 Theobald Street is that Plumco bathrooms.
Right, I can't hear anything, so
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, he's talking about the Plumco. There's a company called Plumco.
yeah, but it's
Theobald
above
Street.
there. It's above there. Yeah,
One above Plumco, Theobald Street.
yeah. Okay, well, if we can't say anything about it, then we can't. It may or may not be allowed. Let's move on. Fernbank, Elstree Hill South, single-story rear extension, conversion of loft, front and rear roof lights. Okay.
There's a company called Plumco.
Yeah, but it's
Theobald
above
Street.
I can't.
It's above there. Yeah. Has anyone got a browser open in the background? Yeah. Okay. Well, if we can't say anything about it, then we can't. It may or may not be allowed. Let me check. I haven't. Hang on. Fernbank.
Hi. Yeah, that's better. It said you were on another call.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Oh, sorry.
Right,
I
Chairman.
can hear you. Yeah. Sorry. I'm just going through.
The repeats. I kept hearing a repeat of people saying the same thing over again.
Yeah, I know. I'm just checking. I haven't got anything that's causing it. No, I've got a browser open, but it's not.
I'll go back to splitting the screen again with the list. I'm sorry, that didn't work very well. I think it seemed to mess things up somehow.
So, yeah. Okay, so
I hear you now.
we're 74 Balmoral Drive. Demolition of existing garden shed and construction of part single, part two-story rear extension to include insertion of roof lights and illustrations to fenestration. Tell you what, Elaine's on the phone. I'm going to put my headphones on.
Clive, can you mute? Clive,
Yeah, I can do it. I'm just putting my headphones. Might not pick up so much background.
I can hear you now, though, Chairman.
I don't know.
Sorry, what?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I've got the headphones on.
There's not much on it.
So, Balmoral Drive, that was okay, yes? No objection. 71 Park, single-story rear extension, retrospective, usual comments.
I think they have
3 Brickfield cottages, single-story rear. Now, they haven't got a lot of room there, Brickfield cottages. Is it worth looking at that?
yes.
Okay, if you can we manage that, you please?
I mean, in my, I get an update.
Yeah.
Clive,
Yeah.
can you shut the door because we can still hear Elaine's telephone conversation?
Elaine, I can hear you on the meeting. I haven't got a door to shut. I'm going to have to get Elaine to
Can
move.
everybody see the split screen? Can you see the split screen there, more importantly?
No, not yet. Still just the same. The list.
What about now?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank goodness for that. Wow, how difficult this meeting is. Do you want to see the block plan or the existing and proposed ground floor plan?
Existing and proposed.
Please.
How do I make that smaller? It's difficult because I have to keep moving the Zoom bit. Can you see that now?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you rotate it, or is that not easy?
Yes, I think I can do. That's one thing that I can do.
Right.
Just I have to keep moving the block of your faces around.
Existing ground floor, proposed ground floor. Right, so it's quite large, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge.
I'll
Hmm.
show you the plot plan. Hang on, I can find it.
It's doubles the size of the house, doesn't it?
Yeah, or ground floor. It's only a single story, but
Yeah.
Wow, it takes up nearly the whole plot, doesn't it?
yeah,
Look,
yeah, you must use about half of their garden, mustn't it?
well, it looks like it used most of it.
Hmm. Is there anything we can object to? I suspect not.
Too big. There's another
Oh,
view. Oh no.
oh,
it's
there.
okay.
Yeah,
Not so.
not as bad on that, is it?
No.
It looks like it's a very small place anyway. Start with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll move on then. Thank you, Hugh. 133 Coleridge Way, conversion of garage to habitable room. So that's fairly normal. I don't think that's an issue. 31 Holmesley Road, single story rear extension. Okay. 82 Featherstone Garden, single story rear extension. Okay. Limes, Elstree Hills South, conversion of loft to habitable room, insertion of roof lights front and rear. Okay. Near Marla Nivas Barnet Lane, erection of single story rear and lift shaft to west flank of property. I guess that's all right.
Yeah.
Flat 8, the Bartons, conversion of loft to habitable room to include insertion of roof lights, front and rear extensions. Okay. 39 and 48 Path, single story front extension to numbers 39 and 40. Joint effort, obviously. I think they've got some room there. Next page is Grove Road, 54, installation of hard landscaping to front, new crossover and drop curb. 51 White House, single story rear and new front porch. Raising of ridge height to create a full first floor with habitable loft space above. Habitable loft space, all right. Okay. 810 Wentworth, rear extension to detached garage. 25 Novello Way, single story rear extension. 112 Allerton Road, single story front, part single, part 2 story rear. Conversion of loft to habitable room with rear dormer and 2 roof lights. Site of former J. Sainsbury Distribution Centre, York Crescent. Demolition of existing structures and construction of a data centre, including ancillary offices, generators, substation and security structures. Alterations to access and creation of internal roads and car parking, service yards and provision of landscaping scheme. I think that was, oh no, that's not Don Antonio, is it? Okay, is that all right? Employment?
It's office to office.
96 Anthony Road, single story rear. 6 Deacons Close, single story front and rear. 2 story side and rear. Extension, widening of driveway. Okay, I think they've got room. Deacons Close. 30 Cornbury Garden, single story rear. And 71 Maysfield, 2 story side and single story rear. That's right at the far end, isn't it? So I assume they've got room there. So that's the all the planning applications. So we'll move on to planning decisions. Have we received any here?
There are some on the back.
Oh, in a minute. Oh,
Why is it refused?
all right, in here somewhere. What's the copious paper? Oh yes, here we go. No, it's applications, decisions. Sorry, two of them. Churchill House, Sterling Way, erection of 2-story roof extension with step back 3rd story, providing 36 residential units, etc. and they've refused permission, presumably on the basis it's an employment area.
Chairman,
Yes, yes.
Councillor Parnell's just asked me to tell you she's giving her apologies for the rest of this meeting now.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yes, you have to go. Okay, Sandra. I don't think you'll miss too much. And to you too.
Right.
Might see you tomorrow. Yeah, and the other one's 37 Penscroft, retrospective application for single
Just
story
wondering-
rear extension.
Why it is refused?
Yeah.
Churchill
Yeah,
House.
we don't know why that was refused.
I can have a go looking it up, but it doesn't always tell you, does it?
No, I don't think it does.
It's
Does
good
it?
to know, I mean, why something is refused, so that.
I would suggest if members actually want to know, then they
I'll have a quick
could
look if you
follow
like.
up themselves.
I'll have a quick look if you like.
Do you want to have a quick look, or would you
Yes,
like
I'll have a
to
quick
follow
look.
it up yourself,
Yeah,
Rebecca?
please let's have a quick look, please. to
Okay,
give us
I don't-
general
What time?
idea.
I don't mind.
It's only 7:33.
Oh, that's in my ink. Hang on 1 second.
It's 1287. Got that. Decided.
So it had 27 dwellings at one shot. Could have increased our residential accommodation.
Put the decision here.
Case officer report, maybe.
No, decision. Isn't it? Decision.
Does the decision tell us?
That's too small.
Reasons, yeah, it does. So there are two big reasons. Extension as built and proposed changes would by reason of the design, the excessive width, more than half the width of the main house. And then the second reason, extension as built and proposed changes would lead to detrimental impact with loss of light and outlook and be overbearing due to its excessive depth.
Right, so sort of overdevelopment, basically.
So it is possible to do that on occasion. You just have to go to the decision part of the.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on then.
Sure.
They've got changes to planning system consultation to consider the NAUC response to the changes and presumably to consider the additional comments that I made. Does anyone have any thoughts or comments? Yeah, sorry, Sandra. Carry on.
Sandra's gone.
Yeah.
No, I think your response was very good and clear. I mean, I think we need to emphasise that allowing developers to be able to only have to provide affordable housing on sites with over 40 or 50 homes, it's detrimental and will lead to the less affordable homes being built.
Yeah, I think one probably has to look at the original documentation rather than the comments that are made on it. But I agree that sort of, if we've got that impression from the proposals, then that is certainly detrimental to our view of the way things should move forward. So if we can minute that, maybe as an addition. Now, what I don't know is,
It's number 18 and number 18 on the NAUC report.
okay. What I don't know is how I actually submit my comments, or where I have to submit my comments to. So I'll have
It
to.
might be too late for that now, Ken. I'm not
It
entirely.
may
sure.
be.
Yeah, we'll look into that. We'll look into that. But in any event, we can
Okay.
pass the comments on to NARC. It just reinforces what they're saying, really, doesn't it, about being detrimental.
Largely, yeah.
There's
I
nothing.
think overall the NAUC report was very, very thorough and I was in agreement with all they had to say. It was not. It was very much against what the proposals were trying to do to our planning laws.
Right, sorry about that, just making myself a bit more comfortable. Okay, so anything else on changes to planning consultation? So will you check into that, or shall I?
No,
Just to
I'll
wait
check
the
it. I'll check
comments
it.
to
I
go.
don't think we need to do much else really other than to, I mean, I'm happy to put the comments through for you. So it
Okay, I thought it was
doesn't
maybe
really add much to it other than,
central government. Okay, neighbourhood plan. To consider update report from committee chairman, that's me, concerning scoping exercise for a neighbourhood plan for Elstree and Boreham Wood. Well, I haven't done any work on it, I'm afraid. We've had too many other balls in the air, but do we actually want to have a look and see whether we can come up with some sort of idea of what we'd want to achieve with the local plan? Members of the committee could perhaps just email me with some ideas as to what they might want to achieve, because as I understand it, there's actually not a lot you can achieve. You can't say we don't want any buildings over 2 stories or anything like that. You know, we can say we wish for developments to be in keeping with the immediate surroundings or something fairly vague.
that's existing, I think that's existing policy, isn't it, Chairman?
Well, it might well be. That's sort of street scene, wasn't it? H8 in the old system. But I think we need to maybe look carefully at a few other neighbourhood plans that have been drawn up and try and take some ideas from them. Pat?
Can we just defer it then to the next meeting till we've actually, we know what we want to consider?
Yeah, because
I
At
think
the last meeting, it was agreed that you'd take it forward, Chairman, to submit a report to this meeting, but if that's obviously not happening, we'll do it to the next meeting, which is no problem.
yeah, I think it's something that's going to need some work. What I'm concerned about, though, and I think to some degree the NAUC comments endorse the view, is that it needs to be compliant with the local plan, and the local plan is currently under development.
That's the
And
whole, that was the whole debate.
Yeah, won't be decided for at least another year. So we'll have a draft of it in January or whenever, or February, but highly unlikely we'll be able to move forward after that. It'll be quite some time. So I can't see there's a mad rush to do it. You know, the only rush would be to try and get a bit more SIL money. But at the moment we're struggling to spend it anyway, aren't we? So, okay, move on then. Bandstand project. Have we got an update report, please?
Well, I gather that you met with borough officers and possibly members as well about how to drive this forward following some sort of impasse around the sort of start of COVID. And I've been charged with formulating a planning application for the bandstand, which I'm in the process of doing. It looks like this. It's quite fiddly for 2 reasons. The first is that I'm picking up somebody else's work halfway through. And the second reason is that because it's Meadow Park, it doesn't really fit in nicely to a planning application to say extend your conservatory. For, you know, even finding a postcode for Meadow Park was curious. But I'm making progress. I also don't have all of the plans and the specific dimensions that the borough require, but I have made some progress with that. I'm not sure it's going to be 100% what they want. I'm making progress with it as best I can. A little bit playing snooker in the dark, but we'll keep at it until it happens. I will note that it's half term next week, so I may not be able to put much work into it. In fact, I won't be around much at all next week.
First of all, if you think I can help in any way, let me know. Secondly, it might be an idea to try and collar someone from planning department to assist in it.
Actually, I've been in contact with the Parks office and he's been very helpful.
Well, right, Aaron. Yeah.
And Scott
Okay.
Laban is the other one. Scott Laban.
It's very difficult to
Tie down. Yeah. Okay. Well, as I say, if you can help, let us know. Yeah, we do need to sort of try and move that forward, don't we?
yes.
Did we not have all the correct plans for it then?
They didn't include the detail, including the specific location
Right.
and the
Okay.
dimensions that the planning authority wanted for.
Right. Yeah.
I also have to write a rationale for the planning application, which shouldn't be too difficult. I know
No,
what the rationale
Great.
is. I'm happy to put some words together for that. But as with all of these things, once you start delving into the detail, it's usually a little bit more fiddly than you first anticipated. And as I said again, I'm picking this job up really halfway through. It was originally a borough council.
Sure. Yeah.
And
I thought they were going to do the planning.
They would have done this at the stage that they were charged with that, although they may not have
Yeah.
had
Exactly.
a specific contractor at that point. There may be some other issues we need to look at as well. Not least, we require some heads of terms to be drawn up with the legal department, our contractor to work on site. That's something that Head of Legal's discussed with me in the past. And the other thing, Aaron was just slightly concerned that we make sure that the structure is as vandal proof as it possibly could be.
Yeah.
The arson attack that had happened in Meadow Park earlier in the year on the play equipment, and was also concerned that the roof is going to be robust enough so somebody couldn't fall through or damage it if they were to sit on top of it. There's a concern that there'll be people wanting to sit on top of the roof, not in an undesired form. And also that there are no points for people to hang, and I mean to hold on in the form of monkey bars and hang from up.
Yeah, that might be the issue with the actual sort of frieze that we were planning around the top.
Get stuck, and that with the frieze there are holes where the film strip weaves, and that whether people could get their fingers in there and some claw-like from those.
Yeah, it might need to have some sort of backing.
That need to happen, but as I said, it's quite difficult. One feels a bit like Piggy in the middle with this dealing between the contractors and Hertsmere Borough Council.
Yeah, so the frieze might need to have, rather than being holes right through, a backing, so it's a double layer with just the cutout, but something behind it that could be a different colour. Pat?
I understand that the final drawing was a frieze that didn't have any holes in it at all, but that the reels and whatever was painted onto a solid background. So there would be no, so that would be solid, but I'm not sure about inside the roof itself, if there would be anything that people could hang on to. I really wouldn't know about that.
Not just hanging them, they could hang other things from it, and it's going to be a nuisance. There's people put the old training shoes and they hang those up and things like that.
Yeah, well, other than the thing right on top in the middle, a pair of plimsolls being thrown up there or something.
Yeah. But as another concern, we just may want to make sure that, but also because, whether it's a nefarious activity or not, we don't want people to hurt themselves. We've got
No, of course.
responsibility that if there were a number of people sitting on the roof, that it was going to be robust enough so that they wouldn't actually fall through it, hurt themselves.
Do we know anything about insuring it at this stage? Who would need to insure it?
Well, we're gifting it, aren't we, to Hertsmere Borough Council? That was, or do you remember that conversation?
So they will insure it. They'll have to insure it.
It'll be insured by Hertsmere Borough Council. But
yeah, they might self-insure stuff.
Although we will have been responsible for the performances and the gifting of it. So I think we're doing all the work and taking none of the benefits.
Well, it's all community money, isn't it?
It is. No,
in that sense, it's not
It's
Too bad.
it'll be a great facility, but it has
Yeah.
been some time now, even taking it to this stage.
Great. Okay, thank you very much. Does anyone have anything else before I close the meeting?
No. No.
Prabhakar? You all right?
No, nothing much.
Alpha, anything from you?
I'm okay. I mean, it's well covered.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, Hugh.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm going to
Okay.
stop.
Thank you.